Hi everybody, Philippa Lee here. Welcome to Vlog 1, Hidden Mysteries Unveiled. This is a scheduled live video, but in future there'll be pop-ups a few times a week, so this is very exciting. I'm just going to pin this to the top so people know where to find it. This is a really cool vid. It's able to be watched live or on replay. And I'm excited to unveil the hidden mysteries with you. I see there's some people coming on. Welcome. So I'm just going to pin this video to the top. Hi Denise. So say hi, tell me where you're from, or the other people joining in where you're from, because I'll probably know if you've been on before. Hello Helen. Hi Josie. I met your brother on a comment today. Well, I'd met him before, but he told me he's your brother. You came on, Helen, yay. So, Vlog 1 of Hidden Mysteries Unveiled. Wow. A bit of noise behind me, just my family around. So, it's going to be about an hour tonight. We're going to look at 2 stories a little bit more in depth, and then I'm going to just randomly vlog a few times a week. Because it's interactive in a way. Hi Debbie. It's something that I'm not reading your personal questions, so you can do this easily on replay and watch this. It's a bit like a little bit of an interactive show. I love your pictures as well. I'm going to show you a couple of watchers' pictures today. I'm calling you all watchers, a trendy name for people participating and interacting with me. So I'm going to show you that in one of the facets that we're looking at, but let me just pin this and then we'll start. I'm very excited about tonight. I've always read people to show people and to validate and to look at how I can show people about awakening via reading for them, for you all. I've done over 1,000 free readings in the last 8 or 9 months on live videos, believe it or not. I've counted them up a bit. And that's a lot of experience out there. I've done over 50,000 readings. I say this to tell you that I've experimented, I've had a look, I've found out a lot of things, I've got a lot of questions, and I'll share that journey with you all, just openly and in public. Hi Nicole. Hi Leanne. Hi Shaylee. I called you, Josie, to your brother. You were my new guru. A lot of us are having dreams and awakening, so that's why I want to share these things with you, as well as my own excitement about being able to capture on film, finally, what I see for you all. So I wanted to tell you a bit of a story about my guide. I mentioned him, I don't know, maybe a month ago. Hi Maggie. And I figured out who he is, finally. He's been coming up on videos for months. So let's pin this. I did already. Okay, great. So let's have a look. Like I said, I've got my family behind me. I'm used to talking and doing various things, so it doesn't bother me. So there's various things to look at. There's the Claim the Afterlife I've been doing. We're just going to quickly look at that real quick. I'm going to do the individual stories in vlogs a few times a week on my Facebook and YouTube. And lives on both, okay? And there's a thing that I have been seeing myself for quite a few decades that I call holographic deja vu. And it's like deja vu, but it's like an image on the wall that moves. And it's something that my people around me, loving people, thought I was a bit nuts and told me wasn't the case. But I found a way to validate via reading people, and now I can film it. So I'm going to show you a couple of examples of taking it on the video and then where it's landed in my life and other pictures that match up. There's also UFOs. I'm finally going there with UFOs. I've been in the closet for a long time with that. A few times on ghost hunts in the van we used to have. My husband and I had some weird things on camera that we're going to go back to that we haven't published. One of them in particular was where we had movement in the van and my husband waking up and then the camera froze, and then this noise came on. And when you play it, the timestamp says about 8 minutes, but about 20 minutes passes if you watch it. It's just odd. There's other things as well, but look what's happened in mid-May. I went to take a picture of the moon with my new phone, and lo and behold, there was lots of things in the sky that I really hadn't got that close up to before. I don't know if you've ever had an experience where you see something like just a different type of light in the sky, or, you know, I always love to hear of your experiences, so I'll be involving you all in that as well. And hi Natasha. So very excited about all that. And then we've got things that are of nature as well. So I look at fairies potentially, things that glow and flit around that aren't always there. I'm going to be doing a lot of comparison in the individual stories, and it just blows my mind. So welcome to the awakening. The Hopi American Indians talked about this, the warriors of the rainbow they called it, the people that would first begin to see the skies change. And I'm going to show you. I could talk forever about this, but let's show you. Yeah, all right. So there's, lots of stuff. Where do we begin? I'm going to show you Claim the Afterlife. A lot of you are used to me doing that. We had a recent story that a lot of you would know about, and that was with Nicola. So let me find that. I'm going to flip you around in a sec. There we go. So this was quite interesting. I'm going to do the full story a little bit later, but I'm just going to open 2 pictures for you. And then we're going to talk about the guide. Okay. Now I've actually stopped doing taking new clients for private readings. So if you're interested in anything to do with me, let's flip you around. I have courses and a replay product upcoming on awakening. And you can look at those at thespiritualtourist.com.au, or a little bit more about me. So this fellow here, okay, so the story began where I was outside a few days ago, and I got this picture here. Now I was taking a picture of the sky, and I actually got this picture of the afterlife, is what came up. And there's this fellow here. So do you see him? It looks like a photograph to me. Yeah, Josie's saying it blew her away. I mean, I even had a good cry once this matched up. So I put this picture out there. I got my husband to take a comparison picture, and he wasn't there for my husband. I mean, like I said, I'll do the full story, but then we had a watcher send in a picture of her grandfather who passed in 2010. Now they're actually getting me a picture that is from his wake that they believe is this picture. So once I have that picture, I'll do a live on that. And that's another one. But see his glasses there and the balding hair? A lot of people were mentioning what they were seeing in regard to this fellow here. And everyone was different, which is really interesting to me. I think there's what I'd call a emotive filter, or an emotional filter. So quite often what can happen is people see what's in their lives, okay? I'm used to projecting out into other people, and so I have the afterlife visit. And I'd said to them that day, you can go to my front gate because I'm having a day off, and this is just outside my front gate on some random fellow's van there, who I don't know. So when you do have a go at seeing things and taking screenshots of my videos and pictures and so on and seeing other things in them, don't feel at all that you're ever wrong, because it'll be somewhere. If you want to work with me in regard to the information I'm giving out to you, then you will be able to find it in your life. Hello, Donna. Hello, Arona. Yes, Nicole, it's blowing us all away. And I'm going to be doing a bit on YouTube as well. And I'm going to have to keep up. I'm getting at least 10 gigabytes of video and pictures a week at the moment, just not even trying. And it just wants to be shown. The 5D, I wasn't on that train of awakening and the 5D, and I had a dream back in 2001 of Trump being president with his 10-year-old son that wasn't born yet standing there at the acceptance speech, and I had the earth speak to me then, but at the same time, I didn't know it would be this. I didn't know it would be photographing the sky and getting things like this. And that was Nicola's beloved grandfather that they all miss very much. He looked after them all. He would have been 100 this year. And I love those stories. And I found some things in the sky that were mentioned by watchers, okay, that I then noticed and that have matched this story. I've also got some EVP back from a couple of years ago. That is a South Island, New Zealand accent, and that's where this man was from, and I believe that to be him. So I'm going to launch all that next week in a mini vid, a vlog, a random pop-up. So that just really started me just knowing that this is the road to go, hence me giving up taking new clients for private readings and switching to awakening products for you. I get at least 20 requests a day to talk about this. So what I've done is put it together in a package. Okay, so you can see that at thespiritualtourist.com.au. Alright, so that was him. There's a plane up in here which I'll show you on the full vid that I do next week to do with this man in World War II as well. So, and his name's Bob, and I kept hearing, no probs Bob, and his name's Bob, so wow. Love that one. Let's look at, yeah, he's cheeky. My day off and he's out the front, Debbie. Bob's out the front saying, well, I'll get you when you're taking a pic of nothing in the sky, because there wasn't anything in the sky, and I was a bit disappointed. I thought, no, I'll look around in the flowers and see if there's at least fairies or something, and there he was. I got quite emotional over it. I've had a few days now to ground and get used to this. All right, so let's have a look at the guide. So this goes back to another couple of vids I've got. Let's have a look at this. We started seeing him a few months ago. It was other people who noticed him up in my window. So I've got this window here, and I was doing those 1,000 readings I said on the live video. Hi, Rhonda. And images come up on my window. And lo and behold, we got this fellow here. Now, I originally thought he was Aboriginal, some sort of elder who was a guide or something. This isn't exactly linear. I'm looking for me as well. It's a little bit different when you're reading for yourself, and it's about validating things, and I'll show you how I've done this. Okay, so there was this here. And there was a picture of somebody I know that I didn't know was around, and it was something that his sister took, my auntie. Okay, so I'm going to give you the big reveal now. Some of you already know this, some of you don't. And I'll do little posts about this as well with the pictures side by side, because it's just magnificent. But I believe that to be this man here, which is my father who's passed. And he passed 10 years ago. Now, he was your pretty normal guy, quite fascinating in life. Wasn't really into this. And he has come to me in different dreams. It's not exactly like I can summon him up. There's such a vastness behind the story of how I've come to this as well. I'm going to show you a snippet tonight, and possibly a bit more on posts. And this is part and part why I want to show you things, because it shows you how to find out for yourself. Because I thought this was something else at first, because it wasn't a picture of how I know my father. You know, their nose grows bigger and so on in later years. And that's in there. So I got another couple of pictures that came up. He's come up at different points on the window. And I'm just going to find the other pictures. I've got other pictures snuck in here. That was that one. So the pictures pixelate. Yeah, I see that there, definitely. Because I've got a lot to show you, I might just skip to where I've actually had another validation. Okay, I'm just going to skip part of the story here, it's quite vast. But there was another one here, I don't know how well you can see this one. See if I can get you on the right angle there. But I believed him to be here to do with another photo. And he's smiling. He's smiling. There's his, I don't know, can you see that? It's not as clear. But there he is. And the thing that struck me was this. Okay, you can see that pretty clear. Now, I've started to get objects on the window as well. So I thought, well, is it an object? And a funny story behind this, I ran in to hubby with this doll I have from my memory box I've never shown him. I said, oh my God, the doll's on the window. And he thought I meant the doll was possessed. I'm like, no, it's not gone that far. It's this here. So see the face there? And there's the part in the middle. And there's a shawl. I've sort of gone over the shawl a bit. And the pretty lips, it's a doll. But get this, here she is. So I showed my mum this. She was actually a bit freaked out. This can freak you out a bit. And is he coming for me? Is it my time? Is it going to look when I don't want him to? I haven't found that to be the case. I had Bob out the front. I had Bob, Nicola's grandfather. When I said, you're not in my house, you can wait at the front gate, the cheeky bugger was out the front gate. Okay, so you do have a say in this. Once it becomes real for you, it's actually not scary because they're not here to hurt you. They're here to love you and tell you there's an afterlife is the message, and it's a beautiful place. That the earth is beautiful. I believe that's why we've had the earth images open up, the nature, I'm calling that genre of the Hidden Mysteries Unveiled. So there she is. So happy memories around that doll. And so vast. So vast. So I'll go through it a little bit quicker. But what I wanted to show you next is a little bit of how I came to this, just quickly. We had a ghost hunt. Look, I had a dream of my father a couple of years ago. I'd finished... hear my family laughing in the background, jovial bunch. I'd finished doing stage shows, I'd finished a few projects, and I was a bit lost because I'd figured out fate. It sort of sounds funny, but I'd spent 30 years figuring out fate with all those readings, 50,000 readings. I'd figured it out, and I'll just show you. Good old Bob while I chat on. And so I asked, I said, please show me in a dream, like, give me a hint, something. I'm a bit lost. And I had this dream of my father standing in the doorway, like it was real. I knew I was dreaming. And he said to me, film the ghosts, it's not what you expect. And he giggled. And I woke up. So I saw other images as I was waking up of going with radio and the Nora Head Lighthouse and all these different things, which then did end up happening. Now, there's always free will and choice with this. One of the girls that wishes she had come didn't come from the radio, the producer, because she had another thing on. And in the images there, it was as if she'd come, but the rest happened around it pretty much the same. There's always free will and choice with the future. It is fluid. And I'm going to show you a bit of holographic deja vu tonight that I've filmed. And I wonder the next day, is this something I'd said to my husband a lot, is that the holographic deja vu? With holographic deja vu, I'd had an instance where, one example of, gosh, so many, I saw a thumb in the air, like a holograph, was going like this at me with a cut on it, and it was a man's thumb. That was it. A few hours later, I saw my son, and he flashed his right thumb in front of me and said, look, I've cut my hand, Mum. I've cut my finger. So it's the reality coming towards us. And this is why I'm switching away from the readings, to force the future at this point of the evolution that I believe is happening in the world, an awakening for everybody. Hashtag no guru needed. To put it into that box, it's a little bit, it hurts my head now. And it's not like it's a bad thing, it's just an evolution to show you how to do this for yourself, because fate is fluid, it's not set. There's no more fortune telling. Look, I could still do it for you, but it's something that I don't think you need it. And then you can work out your own personal stuff with ease and grace, seriously, with just a few tools. all right? So I'm very passionate about that, as you can hear in my voice. So let's have a look here at, gosh, what's next? What is next? I'm going to show you, we went on this ghost hunt. Okay, so we went on this ghost hunt that my dad said. I thought about doing one. Very hard to validate ghost hunts because you're knocking on people's doors, and I won't do that. It's not like, you know, you guys coming and watching and claiming things of the afterlife. So I'm just going to play you this that happened. I'll turn it up. We had a thing that we found, and you've analysed that now. We haven't been shown that.
What I've done is I've taken this short little 2 seconds worth of sound, put a filter on it, and I've just basically EQ'd it all the low end out of the rumble of the car and
Surrounding sounds.
the surrounding sounds, that kind of stuff, and focused in on the frequencies that resonate with the human voice.
Okay. You ready? So we got an imprint of a voice of someone who wasn't there, basically, on video.
That's the interesting kind of interference.
It's like a...
It's a phrase. Would you like to hear the edited version?
Yes. All right, we're ready. What?
Yeah.
It's just said a statement and it knows what's coming.
Yeah.
It knows what's
Let
coming.
the photos speak themselves, and then we get that brilliant footage of the group and the 2 girls.
So we did get lots of good images that time. We got images of shapes and faces on the side of the road. I'm actually going to put some of that out there because I think there might be more in that. That was a while ago now. Hello, Candy. So it's brought us to here where it's let the photos speak for themselves. It's a beautiful place. So let's have a look at some more. Just looking at what I've told you. So there was a dream I also had of my father last year. Okay, so I had that one that I just told you where a couple of years ago he said, film the ghosts, it's not what you expect. Giggled and disappeared. I woke up. And I had a dream last year when I asked for the earth to give me a dream about the awakening, because I was starting to suspect this was something different coming, my work was changing and so on. So I got this picture a couple of weeks ago, and this is in my backyard, and it's like an aurora. It's a night rainbow. This is in the night. And I've been fascinated by this. Now, there are auroras in the south, in Tasmania, and south from there at the moment, but they're stronger. And my dad showed me this in the dream last year when I asked the earth to come. So he's having a wonderful time on the other side, traversing the galaxy. And he showed that this light affecting us all would help us see things in the sky. So I'm going to have a look at something I filmed. I've got the video up. I'm not going to show you the video. It's a bit hard to see on the replay. Yeah, it's amazing, Nicole. But I got some video of my back shed. Now, it usually looks like this. Okay, this is night. It usually looks like that. All right, so my back shed garage is what I call it. And then I got these images here as moving pictures. Now, I think I took 56 seconds of video. I tend to have a window of a few minutes max on these things at the moment. It used to be seconds originally when I first started seeing these things. And it was like a movie, like a heat wave almost. Now, I know that's not a flat surface there, but that's how it is a bit. So you see that? I mean, what does that look like to you? Let's go here first. I'm just going to show you a still shot tonight, but you can look at the video and I'll do longer post-edit type ones as well that aren't live. when I have time. So what do you see here? I mean, I see a white Indian style headdress with a knot there. That's what I see, with a round thing there and a child. Possibly the hands out, but definitely this bit here. Now that usually isn't there. Look at the garage otherwise. Ah, hi Kat. I've put one out there of the sky because this is the incredible, this is the one that's changed me. So there's nothing there. Now there are neighbours there, it looks different. There's slats of light when they're home. They weren't home for this shot, and they weren't home for Friday night when I got the other one. And I got about 10 shots. I'm showing you one of the clearer ones. There's nothing enhanced in this picture, no filter, nothing. Arona's asking what camera I use. I'll preface by saying that there's, I was getting images similar to this. Look, I will say they weren't as clear, but still quite good. Even that one I showed you of my father earlier, the guide, that were on a $30 phone. Okay, so I don't think it matters. I think what matters is your perception. I actually think that your perception, I actually get holographic deja vu anyway. I could walk around and see a face come toward me and it's the checkout chick at the store. I kid you not. It happens to me all day long. I have to be fairly careful and I can shut it off when I want. And we're going to see through our own emotional filters. Okay, so, but at the moment I'm using a brand new type of camera that's actually invented by people that make those sight things for sniper guns and microscopes. So this is Leica, Leica, German technology, in a Hawaii P30 Pro phone camera. But at the same time, I've heard the Nikon, even the 3000 up, the new ones, are potentially better than this. But I like getting video as well, so it depends what you're into. But I recommend Nikon. I think Nicole's got one of them. Or Hawaii. Look, the iPhone 11, I think it is, that's coming up in a year, will have different technology, similar to Leica. And so when people are seeing things, okay, I already know what this is. I'm going to show you a picture of what this is exactly. So see the headdress there? Even though you're seeing different things, you're possibly seeing what I call overlays. Someone's seeing a blonde-haired woman, or you're seeing what's going to be in your life, believe it or not. Trust me, honestly, it's look for it, okay? I think it's a headdress because I see it there like that, and I've already got a picture of what happened to me later to do with this. So a couple there are seeing an alien, an ET. Yeah, so in the garage door, there's more. It's quite a few faces. Now, this was a moving image on the video. Look, I'm tempted to actually show you the video. This is the story I'm actually featuring. So that's my new awakening. So go to the Spiritual Tourist. I'll put the link up after. Let's have a bit of a look at this video. So I have to scroll for a sec. This is holographic deja vu. So that's actually a little boy with a turban who's Indian. Exactly, Nicole, and I'm glad you've owned that because you're wanting to see the ET. That's what's there. That may mean that you meet one, Nicole, an ET, because that's what you're seeing. So I'm not saying any of you are wrong, but you're possibly seeing your stuff, okay, that is going to come true for you as well or be your afterlife. So have a look out for it, guys. Have a look out for your ET Nicole meeting. Your ET can be movies as well because that ended up being a movie my husband turned on. But I want to show you the video, okay, because it'll show you what it looks like a little bit. I mentioned my son's wiggly thumb. It was a moving holography thing. They look like a projected video. That's what they look like. It's quite mind-blowing. That might be a bit easier to see what I'm talking about. Someone's saying I don't have that excuse. I don't know what that's about. That sounds fun. Wanting to see the ETs, Denise. Yeah, so that's an interesting comment too, that Denise isn't particularly seeking to meet the ETs. It doesn't mean you won't, or that you won't see it on TV. I once saw a holograph of the evil nun from Ed and Lorraine movie before it came out. And I said to my husband, God, are there really evil nuns around town? And it was a movie. It's not necessarily what you think, okay? It really isn't. So there's a few things there. I see a man there with the hair, face, and his arms doing something. Now I'm going to show you the video because you can see him moving, if it comes up well. I think I've got so many things on this. I'm a bit like this sometimes. Okay. So you can see these holographs too. There's hashtag no guru needed. There's a few tools that I've put into a system for you if you'd like to access it. And what I do is I go outside and I say, please show me the other side. And the other side to me is anything beyond the third dimension. It can be even thoughts. I've got all sorts of experiments going on behind the scenes here that I haven't put out there yet. Creating energy, auras are coming up in pictures. It's just mind-blowing, different thoughts and how they show up, positive and negative. So I'm going to put the video on. Look, hopefully you'll be able to see it properly. I was actually taking video of an aeroplane there. Thinking, oh, well, I'll do that because I've got to pull outside, and thought, well. So I have to wait at least a few minutes for it to open up. I'm used to opening up this reality regardless of videoing it. No, I think it affects your pictures. Look, the Navy is still getting the UFOs, but in regard to this stuff.
Videoing, honey.
The afterlife.
The person on the shed here.
See how it's almost like a heat wave?
Oh, look at that.
So I just wanted to give you a glimpse of that, and then I took some pictures. So anytime you want to comment your stories, things like that, when I go to UFOs, I've got a couple of things to show you from a few watchers. And I just love it because it validates my experience too. We're not alone. We can talk about this. It's cool. I'll put you on the doll so I don't make you sick scrolling up. So Renee's seeing a group on the garage door. I feel like they're all from the same family. I've got one of your pics, the rainbow serpent, Renee, to show tonight. Yes, and Nicole's going to look out for the E.T. You watched E.T. movie the other week. I found it to usually be the future. Look, I'm open. I'm open to whatever this is for all of you as well. And I'm going to show you some pictures of what I think this is. And then we've got a couple from the sky to show you to do with the same things. Okay? I'll do just finding this better picture of it. There it is. All right. Candy's talking about the UFOs. We'll get to that in a minute. So Candy's saying, well, in a bath, I've seen an orb whiz in and back out of the door. Never forget that, yeah. We've had an orb actually turn into a face of a claimed loved one. I think they're all sorts of things. I think they can be thoughts, telepathy, all that sort of stuff. Hi everyone coming on. We're looking at this here, which I believe is an imprint of the future and a movie I ended up watching. Another person there. We're going to look at one in the sky as well. Denise is saying, oh, Nicole's open for an interview with the ETs. Yes, bring it on. Denise, my hubby said he's seen someone come into the bathroom tonight. Yeah, so they can be, they're not all the afterlife. I'm here to tell you, I'm about to show you two pictures that match the images I'm showing you, and maybe you'll see them a bit better. Yeah, they're laughing. At least they're not having some huge argument or something, Denise, my family. All right, so let's do the reveal on this one. Now, this is the boy that we ended up watching in a Netflix TV thing. Probably an hour after I got that video. And hubby chose it. And to me, I saw him. So I saw him before I saw the TV show. So that's why I think this is it. Because that's what I saw. I saw it clearer with my eyes than the camera. So these pictures will improve as well. Careful what you wish for, Candy. You'd love to go up in the ship with the aliens. I think there's different races of aliens. A Canadian minister did a disclosure forum type thing that I've put a video up of that says there's more than one race, and I agree with him. So if you see him there, look, to me that's him. Do you see it? It's like I said, I saw this image. I did post it before I had the validation. And that's what was on there for me. And that happens to me all the time. So because I already saw this boy and I knew his face, I sat here staring at this picture for ages, and then hubby put this show on called Buddha on Netflix, and it's the young Buddha. Now, we'd already been watching this show, but we hadn't seen the young Buddha yet. And he put it on, and I said, I bet ya he does white, and then I kept predicting what he was about to do in the show. So there he is with the headdress. Young boy. Usually it's the exact angle. The next one I'm going to reveal to you. I got publicity shots, didn't really want to go into Netflix, and you can't even screenshot. I didn't really want to do that, so I did public pictures they have of this. So my husband, newly awakened, he had a dream one time of a friend passing, not anyone he knew, and he woke up and said, oh my gosh, it felt so real. And I said, well, tell me the detail around it. And he said, well, we're in outer space. I said, okay, well, now we know it's probably a movie. Anyway, we watched one that night, and that's exactly what happened. And even the actors standing there aren't going to be actually feeling that remorse. In the dream, it was real for my husband. And this happens to me all the time. And because the subconscious doesn't know the difference, and it's all going to look real. So there he is, holographic deja vu. I think it's pretty cool that he's the story of Buddha. We have nature things showing and stuff, and there he is. I mean, there's all sorts of faces in there, but I'm just going to focus on two tonight. You're welcome to do what you want with my pics and find and claim the things you're seeing. I kid you not. It's all downloadable. So here we've got this man here that I see. Okay, we've got him there with the hair. Pretty fit, and he's doing something with his hands. Hi there, Jane. So yeah, that blew me away. So I think it's this fellow here. And it's not him in the afterlife, it's a video I watched after that. It's Bruce Lee, to me. Imprinted. I watch him too much, probably. Candy's talking about the UFOs, and can't forget the night my mum woke me up and we watched this UFO. Yeah, when it happens with family, it's very different. You get that validation of the other witness. And it's so that's not as easy to see. But then a few weeks ago, before we even watched this show called Buddha on Netflix, we had some sky pictures. Okay, so I got a close-up here, and what I kept seeing was an Indian lady with a headdress and Ganesh, the flying elephant, in India. There's Ganesh, to me. Like I said, there can be overlays, there can be what is going to come up in your life. And there's his trunk, and his little eyes and his big ear. Some call this cloud watching, but I'm going to this lady here is pretty cool. She's got a headdress here. See her eyes? Like they've got a bit of makeup on. She looked Indian to me. And the headdress there. The headdress is what got my attention with this one. So do you see her? We're gonna finish with the UFOs. I know you're all keen. But I want you to know there's more. There's more than that going on, even though the US Navy and lots of different USA people are coming forward now, and officially, for that. Yeah, she's beautiful, Nicole. The eyes. Look, there's a little ET face there for the ET lovers. Overlays. Maybe I'll make one as well, Nicole. And Ganesh. Now, the reason that this is important to me is this same TV show. This is something I didn't realise till the garage that this matched. And there's a scene in it where Buddha's mother has a vision of Ganesh in her dream, and it looks like that, like he's flying. Little tail there, and it's exactly the same. And I'm forever explaining this to my husband. Oh, yeah, that's when I mentioned this and that. And now I've got actual pictures. Blows me away, and this was in the sky. So see the headdress and the eyes. Yep, there's lots between them. There's so many different things that my head is spinning. I have to ground myself a lot at the moment. And so I'm going to show you this lady, and she's the auntie that raises Buddha in the story. And here she is. She got the same headdress, the eyes, the makeup. So I believe what's going on is there's about 95% empty space between material objects, they believe. I don't think it's empty. My husband said to me with images on the window, and one time there was a couple of family members outside, and I said, and they look different through the window, it's not that, but he said, how come? And I said, what's the space between? They're doing their thing in their reality, and sometimes we can see glimpses of it. So there's who I believe to be one of the sky images. And this is the same picture that I showed you at the beginning if you were watching. Where down here we had the World War II bomber to do with Bob. So there she is, and it's the headdress that gets me. And the eyes there. Flying Ganesh. So further to this, okay, a few of you have noticed even today that there's another image up above. Excuse my accidental drawing here. Some of you will probably not have noticed it before. But there's a man there who looks quite wise, and he's got a beard. Now this can be various things. At different angles it looks a bit like Mother Mary there, to be honest. With the shawl. A little Red Riding Hood or something. There's a man there with a beard. Okay, there's other faces, there's other things. But I ended up watching this fellow, again from India, who's not in a movie, but a real person. This fellow here. I don't know his name. I didn't have time to Google it today. There's the beard. So I think it's holographic deja vu. It's not really Bruce Lee in the sky, it's me ending up watching him. I'm not really having this guy in the sky and part of his spirit, or potentially we're in our pictures, but ultimately not in this theory that I've got. There's another one with the little Buddha having his hands up. I've got so much to show you, Denise. I appreciate your comments. I'll go back when I can. And you're welcome to take the pictures, circle them, and have a look what comes up in your life. Okay? This is something where you can participate. Big time. Big time with this one. So that's holographic deja vu. And just a couple of examples. I could have stories all day long. Even of reading people. Any of you I've read for will know. Alright, let's have a bit of a look at the sky. So I'll just show you what I've got here as well. Okay, because I have stopped doing the private readings. So I've got, oh, this was interesting. My husband thought awakening, and then he had all these orbs come out of him. I'll do a proper story on that, or a more full story with the comparison pictures and so on. Same pose. It's not the light, it's the little orbs coming out of him. So, that's the vlog series. So I've basically got this awakening thing, which you can order for pre-order at 50% off. Okay, it's going to be launched on Sunday the 14th of July. So there's 2 meditations there that will also be available separately. Awakening, to seeing for yourself, and your heart's awakening with original music, channeled music. And then it's basically in 3 steps, but there's hours of content. There's an in-depth version of my 4 easy steps to spiritual sight. Then ongoing free support, which any of you can access, and I'll put that link up after, to do with my free private group. Okay, so I'll put the link to this up afterward and the free private group. I have a post going in the free private group to do with awakening. Okay, so I'll just make you a note to put them up after. So that's going to be 50% off, and that's been launched the 14th of July if you want to order by the 14th. Lots of things. Okay, so we had a thing up in the sky, which I've actually got here. So let's have a look at that next. And it was this glowy thing. Okay, so I went to get things of UFOs. Get this. I thought this was a bird for an hour. This thing. I didn't know what it was. Just ignored it.
Wow. Just see it on the left then?
And I'm like, yeah. What?
That could be a bird. Is it a bird? Oh my gosh. This thing's like
That's a bird that went then. So I love the comparison. They're darker, the
I can't
birds.
see it all.
Yeah, look at it.
The naked eye. Oh, there it is again. I think that's a bird. No, that's not a bird.
Which I don't even know what these things are. I don't know. There's so much
See
more
my
in it, isn't there?
lens flares
That's
there.
a lens
Wow.
flare.
It's that thing again.
They might be clouds. I don't know. Yeah, they're clouds.
Let's just keep following it.
So there's a gif of I took. Look at it. Got a little face. Look at it. I think it's got a face. I even said before that smile for me. So no one's scared of you. I really did say that.
Alright, I've just taken some still shots. This thing is not a bird. It's undulating over and back and on itself
Look at it.
with colours. Wow. I couldn't get past about 10 zoom on the pictures because it just disappears. It seems to be hanging out with the moon. It's a long, snaky looking thing. It's been moving around. I've got another video of it. Hello there. The colours on it. I'll zoom back out a little bit.
I've had a few late nights, I'll tell you
This was a
later.
bird at first. So I'll show you where the moon is. See? That thing's pretty big. When you look at the size of the moon, I'm not sure how close that thing is, but it's big.
I think it was about 1 kilometre away. I figured out later.
It's not a bird. I mean, look at it.
So
Why it was moving on the other
I've seen
video.
that, and I want to show you a couple of things other watchers have sent in, and that's why I love to share with you, because we're finding out together. Okay, so then Renee Robbo sent me this. think it's loading. Look at that. So that's up not far from me. It's Carryong, New South Wales, Australia. And Renee and her boys saw this last year. It's more fuzzy and then it was more detailed, I think she said in the picture. And that'd be quite large really in the sky. And this made me think of the rainbow serpent, which is the Aboriginal legends of the rainbow serpent in the sky. And it's not just in the ground, the rainbow serpent. It's also to do with being a wise being in the sky, a glowy rainbow creature. Yeah, it looks a bit like a chipmunk, my one, Debbie. So that was amazing, and so it made me look at that. There's also the feathered serpent in Aztec culture. They predicted coming back, which is also a glowy sky serpent that helps people. A wise being, and also too the Hopi legend I mentioned of the Rainbow Warriors talks about the skies changing, the 5D coming in, the 2012 stuff. Like I said, I wasn't really on that train, but here we all are, and I am. Now, Nicole sent in some stuff. This is her original picture. And this was just the last couple of days, I think. And she got this. She's given us a close-up as well. Now, I've also got a blue one like this, but it is multicoloured in the close-up. A little bit of pink in there. Let's get the close-up for you. So I'd love you to tell me what's your original pick, what isn't, that sort of stuff, if you've done a filter. I try to do that. Just be totally transparent. And there it is in a close-up afterward. It's Nicole's page there. Sky's full of mysteries. If you want to follow her page. And then you've got here a snaky looking thing again, and she's about 500 kilometres away from me in New South Wales, Australia. So that's just two. There's things. God, Helen Rice, I don't know if you're still on, she's been sending me lots of things, but I wanted to show you her one here. She got a weird thing. God, I don't know if this is what's called a sky snake or a like a rainbow serpent, or is this what they call an ITE? Something else again, which is known as an intra or intelligent terrestrial being. And these are things that have been discovered by different people in science to do with telescopes and different digital cameras. She's got another one there, which I believe to be more ITE. And this one's a lot like what they have found in a thing called the Santilli telescope. Look at that. I mean, they've got the, I don't know if you can see the blue there as well. Can't really see it. I'll show you the green one, but look at that. It's this funny line of energy in the sky. That, scientists believe, has a consciousness. And let's show you the Santilli version of ones they get in the sky. Some of theirs can be huge. Hi, Tracy. We're looking at the Hidden Mysteries Unveiled. I no longer do personal questions or readings, but I'm here to help you see for yourselves. Those who are already in my waiting class won't be needing the product I've just put up, but it's at thespiritualtourist.com.au, so you can look at that if you want to see for yourself. Look at that, very similar to Helen's, and she had another one. So I'm going to make this part of the UFO bit. I've got 4 bits: the afterlife, holographic deja vu, nature, which is fairies and things, and rainbows potentially, and then there's the UFOs. So there's another one. I've highlighted that picture, but you can see it looks a bit odd, doesn't it? Now, as a clairvoyant, I see things all the time. People speak the truth, it comes out as little triangles. They speak a lie and it comes out of their mouth as black. So it's not just linear, okay? We've got to come in with an open mind. And let's see what this is all about. More awakened eyes will give us many more answers. So I'm going to finish up soon, and we'll finish, I think, with the UFOs. I'm just going to have a quick look at my notes while you look at this US Navy picture of something that they cannot explain. This has been all over the USA media. My husband's from the USA, so he's like what I call my news filter. See there, Fox News, Navy pilots encountered UFOs on a daily basis. So feel free to share your stories. I hunt the haters down. I found a comment section and I can get rid of anyone. But look at that. And that first time in mid-May when I went to take a picture of the moon, I ended up getting a spinny thing. A little bit different to that, but I found one in my probably 40 gigabytes of UFOs in 6 weeks. And then my picture that I got over a suburb called Somersby, where there are rumours of UFOs, I got this. And I've got a GIF and it's all lots of stuff. Just introduction to the new series, and then look at each story individually and then look at each facet. Because they're quite involved. I've got lots of notes after the events and dates on the photographs, and just really trying to keep a record of all this. So look at that. And it spins. It looks just like the Navy one, and there's this little one here. That's about the size of an aeroplane from comparisons, which I'll show you in the full stories. So I believe it. I'm out of the closet. I always said to the other side, you give me pictures of the UFOs, I'm out. I'm out of the closet. In, as it were. So here we all are. It just blows me away. There's ships I've got as well. There was over my house. Over my house there was this. The other day. In the daytime. I think they cloak. It's taking a minute to come up because I've got so many pictures open. That was the 22nd of June. I think we're the 30th of June. And there was these hovering. You could see them with the naked eye. Now I've zoomed in on it. Played a bit with the lighting. That's a close-up here. So have a look. Start looking up, everyone. You can get these pictures on, you know, if they're close enough, on a $30 phone. So that's it there. Close up. It's not an aeroplane or anything. That's right above my house. That's actually a bit smaller than a plane. Like I said, in the full stories, I will show you more and comparisons. And I've got comparisons of stars. I know the sky very well now. I use the sky map. Make sure it's not something. It's very easy to mix up the 4 major stars that you can see in the sky, including Arcturus and Canopus and a couple of others. So get out your camera, zoom a bit more. You'll get to know what stars look like. And this is one that I zoomed in on. That I initially thought was a star. There was nothing on the sky map. And this is the evening of the same day of the ones over my house. And there was this. So it looks to me like it's got something above it. And a bit of a ledge or something there. And then that. So they seem to have a bit more of an aura as well, these things. a little bit hard to look at sometimes. So who of you have seen the UFO? I know Candy mentioned that. I know Helen's seen them. Oh, this was the original shot we got after Let the Photos Speak. See, there's a hooded girl there. And we've got some of the faces we've pulled out of this. This was a $28 camera, I believe. You can still get it. You can still capture it. Yeah, it blows my mind up too. So all the way down to holographic deja vu. I'm just looking at what else to show you. I'll show you the original one we got a couple of years ago. So put it on comments, Arona. I'm going to create a bit of an area for you to do that as well. But for now, just post on comments on anything. Inbox my husband is who you'll find, not me. I'm getting 20 people a day send in stuff, or different people, which I love, but I'm going to have to switch it to just on the comments. Love to hear your stories, so if you don't want to go public, I can't help you. You're going to have to put it on the public page, and I may include it as well. So know that you're out if you share with us, but it is a safe space in here, and I will definitely ban anyone who's not nice to us. I was going to do a lot of this in my free private group, but ultimately I can't keep the videos and I can't then share them to YouTube, so that idea, unfortunately. So be brave. The US Navy are out. They're out of the gate. I mean, they have all sorts of stuff. So I wanted to just show you a couple of ships and then we'll finish up. UFO. Alright, let's look at the UFOs. So this is one Nicole got that she sent in. Look at that. I mean, you think that was a plane, but that wasn't moving like a plane. I will show you the full stories, and then there's that one as well. There's quite a few people out there starting to film this and show it. It was this in the clouds, so maybe you'll see things in clouds. I believe this to be a ship. It's got a hole there, a few holes, like Robert Lazar talks about on Netflix. That's a bit odd, that there. But this is traditionally what I've seen, and triangles as well. I've got a triangle one as well, which I'll show you quickly. So there's all different types as well. Let me show you that one. This is an orb I noticed. And there's actually another one there, a watcher pointed out. So they cloak themselves. See that triangle? The sky's dark, that is not the sky. I'll show you the original. So the original, it's just a little orb. I don't know if you can see it. Can't really see it on that one. I'll get a different one. This one. And I got it from different angles, so it wasn't a lens flare. It's just a little blue light orb. Originally, I don't know if you can see it from there. You'll see it on some of my posts, and I'll do that full story. But then when you look at it, it's a triangle. We've had a lot of laughter from my family tonight. My mother was telling them off just before. It's all right. I'm not reading, so it doesn't distract me in that way. So things yet to film. I'll show you the original picture there. And we'll look at Nicola to finish. This guy here, I mean, that just blows me away. This is the Claim the Afterlife stuff. So I'll keep putting posts up. there's endless faces in my reality to show you. I have to do them one by one. They may not always be yours. They'll need to match, and I'll be pretty forward with you if they don't match, so don't get offended. I won't be reading you in amongst that. If a name comes through like Bob for here, then so be it. I find a lot of people say, oh, I'm not sure, and then they want me to read them with that. I can't technically read that many people. And so that takes the pressure off me. Okay, I get to experience things emotionally when you read you. And it's a different way now. We're going to go off the pictures themselves. We're going to let the photos speak for themselves. So, things I haven't yet filmed are thoughts, words and intent. I do intend to do that. You saw the picture with hubby and the energy coming out of him. So you could simply stand there, put your arms out to the skies and say, I'm ready to see it. Give it a go. And it leads me into my very next question, which is, well, once we can see the holographic deja vu and the afterlife and all these things opening up, because it's not always one thing, what do we do with that? And I think we can change it. Back to the Earth dream I had in 2001 where I got shown Trump winning the election. It turned out to be 2016. I had to wait a long time for that one. With his 10-year-old son, not born yet, standing next to him. I got to put that out on public radio, so that was great to validate that with everybody and say there's potential for peace on Earth. There really is, and our intent. Because that's what the Earth showed me in that dream. It said show them about deja vu and fate and that it's fluid, karma can be shifted, and we can see anew. I see the truth better. I have more synchronicity. I can do my own reading of the future. I don't need to pay anyone else. So just back to this stuff I've got up on the website. So you would basically do this and a couple of my other offers that I'll have up, and you wouldn't need to go to readers anymore. Readers are great, but we all have our own filter. I think it's better to do it for yourself. So that's that there. Our reality basically imprints wherever we walk. And that is my message. So next week, I will be posting a mini vid prelude and then doing a mini vid on this story here of Nicola's grandfather Bob. Yeah, it amazes me too, Nicole. Woohoo! Like I said, I'm like that guy going, every time I get the pool to take the pictures. And I will be doing at least 2 other stories this week. Thank you, Renee, and thank you for sending in your pictures, everyone. I'll get there. I add what I can. This is vast. I try to take as many notes as I can. Stay, even if I don't respond to your comment once this grows, because it already is. I'm already getting double the engagement by accident. And about 1,000 people a day are interacting with this in different parts of commenting or reacting. And that's just on the public page, let alone everything else. YouTube and so on, and Instagram. So it's a lot of stuff, but bit by bit, we're going to unveil the hidden mysteries, story by story. So try and mix it up. This is Vlog 1. It's a longer one with a bit of everything in there. We didn't really show you nature. I want to show you a bit of nature. See my folders there, I'm getting organised. This is a glowy caterpillar I got in the sky. So that was in the tree. You're up at 4:20 a.m, Rhonda. Love and light to you, sweetheart. Look at that. I think energy imprints on film. Let's finish with hubby. His arms up. And he intended awakening out to everybody who wanted it, and all these little balls of light started coming out of him. Yep. Hashtag no guru needed. So try your own pics. Send them in regard to comments. Comment away, definitely. I will look through everything at least every couple of days. And the pictures get easier, regardless on what device you're on. Intuition will guide you. So there's a lovely affirmation I'll leave you with. And I'll just flip you around. So there's a great affirmation I'll leave you all with as a tool to take with you, and it's I am worthy. We're told too often that we have to be trained for several years and all this sort of stuff. Look, potentially to be able to teach others or so on, sure. But in regard to seeing for yourself, my class started awakening from the beginning, and week 3 pretty much everyone starts seeing it. Just amazing. Thank you, Josie. She's had a match picture that I haven't put out there yet. I always do it with a lot of love, a lot of care, and seeing other stories for me and experiencing that shows me that the afterlife is real, because we're not going to get to everybody. That's why I want to show you how to do it for yourselves, because the faces are endless. They're endless. There's so many. So I'll say good night for now, and I will see you this week and randomly. So look out for the vlog series, episode 2, which will be Bob. Mwah. Namaste.